Hello, all of you wayward spirits. My name is Liz Ashley, and I am so obsessed with supernatural that I decided to do some research Winchester style on anything and everything mentioned in the show. And though the show has sadly ended, this podcast is going to keep the family together. So, what do you say? Do you want to join me on the hunt? Hello and welcome to the 40th episode of Wayward Spirit Pod. So it is actually the end of season 4 and I'm still sick. That's why this is coming out a day later. But yes, I'm still sick. I'm feeling a little bit better, but I'm very excited for today's episode because it is spooky season and I have not been able to celebrated so far like I would have if I wasn't sick. And so I'm just really excited to watch a Halloween themed episode. And we're going to talk about the lore of Samhain, which is kind of where Halloween came from. So I'm super, super excited for this episode. We are watching It's the Great Pumpkin, Sam Winchester in season 4, episode 7. So, yes, let's get into it because I'm very excited. 2 days before Halloween. I love Halloween. Actually, this year at the farm sanctuary that I volunteer at are having a Halloween party. And guess who I'm dressing up as? It's Cass. I'm dressing up as Cass. I'm very excited. All right. This is not good for you, bro. Oh, this is so gross. I remember this. Oh my gosh, it's so gross. Oh, because they show the mouth. Oh my gosh, it's like a razor blade in his mouth. I can't. Oh my gosh, I can't watch this. Ew, 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 ew. All because he wanted a piece of candy. Oh, it's so disgusting.
How many razor blades did they find?
1 day before Halloween.
2 on the floor, 1 in his stomach, and 1 was stuck in his throat.
Oh. Uh-oh, it's a hex bag. That means witches. And then I love how Dean proceeds to eat candy. Like, that just disgusted me so much. Like, I couldn't eat candy after that. But no, he proceeds to eat candy because why not?
Really? After that guy choked down all those razor blades.
Exactly.
Halloween, man.
It's Halloween,
Yeah.
man.
For us, every day is Halloween.
I love them.
Well, we're on a witch hunt, that's for sure. But this isn't your typical hexbag. An herb that's been extinct for 200 years. And this is Celtic. That is the charred metacarpal bone of a newborn baby.
Oh, ew.
Witches, man, so friggin' skeevy. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, another reason why I love this episode. They haven't shown her yet, but Ashley Benson is in this, and I love Pretty Little Liars. Okay, Pretty Little Liars is another one of my favorite shows, and Ashley Benson's in it, and so is Keegan Allen from Walker, which is why I love Keegan so much because he's from Pretty Little Liars. Anyway, yeah. Another reason I love this episode. Another reason I love this episode.
Check it out.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever bopped for apples. Like, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have. I mean, it's kind of gross when you think about it, right? Like, who else is trying to bob for apples in the same water? Like, yeah, okay. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's not that easy. It doesn't look that easy.
What is happening?
The water's like steaming.
I got this one. 2 words. Job it.
You know, the funny thing is, though, in Pretty Little Liars, they're all in high school, and yet they all date older guys, who most of them. It's actually kind of strange. Um, but yes.
I would never.
Okay.
Your friend didn't happen to know a man named Luke Wallace?
Who's Luke Wallace?
Another hex bag.
Maybe they're working a spell. Check this out. 3 blood sacrifices over 3 days. The last before midnight on the final day of the final harvest. Celtic calendar, the final day of the final harvest is October 31st. Halloween. Exactly. This witch is summoning a demon, and not just any demon. Samhain. Am I supposed to be impressed?
Am I supposed to be impressed? Okay.
Dean, Samhain is the damn origin of Halloween.
Samhain, why does okay, it's called Samhain. I'm not sure why that's how it's spelled, Samhain, but it's called Samhain. So I'm not really sure why. Okay. That's gonna bother me.
The Celts believed that October 31st was the one night of the year when the veil was thinnest between the living and the dead. And it was Samhain's night. I mean, masks were put on to hide from him, sweets left on doorsteps to appease him, faces carved into pumpkins to worship him.
Okay. Okay. Well, I didn't know. We're gonna have to look up the demon part of this because that is not what I read about Samhain when I was getting ready for this episode. So this is actually an interesting development.
This ritual can only be performed every 600 years. And the 600-year marker rolls around tomorrow night, naturally. As he's raised, Samhain can do some raising of his own. Raising what exactly? Dark, evil crap, and lots of it.
He's still eating candy. And it's Halloween.
I talked with Mrs. Razorblade again. I've been sitting out in front of her house for hours, and I've got a big steamy pile of nothing. Son of a bitch.
Uh-oh. See, the girl from the party, Ashley Benson, is going to Mrs. Razorblade's house. I love that he called her that, Mrs. Razorblade. It's so insensitive, but so freaking funny.
Tracy? The Wallace's babysitter. She told me she'd never even heard of Luke Wallace.
She would cover page after page with these bizarre cryptic symbols. And then there were the drawings. Detailed images of killings, gory, primitive. She would depict herself in the middle of them, participating.
Woo! I think they found the witch.
Trick or treat.
This is a motel.
So?
But also, I love how he doesn't go up to the door. He goes up to the person. It's just like anytime you see, that would be so funny though, actually. If on Halloween, like anytime you see someone, you just like go up to them and be like, trick or treat. It's like, excuse me. Like, oh, that's so funny.
I want candy.
Well, I think you've had enough.
Okay.
It's Castiel. The angel.
Oh,
I
wait.
don't know.
Wait. I had Sam. Wait, what? Wait, what?
Hello, Sam.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, is this the first time Sam is meeting Cass? Wait, what? I totally didn't even realize this.
It's an honor.
Oh,
Really, I've heard a lot about you.
Sam.
Apparently, the witch knows who you are, too.
Oh, there's a hex bag.
This was inside the wall of your room. The raising of Samhain is one of the 66 seals.
Oh,
This is about your
no.
buddy Lucifer. Both of you need to leave this town immediately.
Oh my goodness.
Because we're about to destroy it.
I think it's so funny how in Supernatural, it's like the angels, they just go from like there's a problem, let's just nuke it. Like it's never let's figure it out, like let's save the most amount of people possible. It's always just like, nope, let's just destroy everything. That's the best answer. Like what? Like they do this all the time.
We'll stop this witch before she summons anyone. Your seal won't be broken and no one has to die.
Poor Sam. I forgot about this. Poor Sam was so excited to meet angels, and then he realizes that they're actually not that nice. Woo.
We can do this.
This is what they do. This is what they do. Let them do their jobs. It was the kid. It was the kid. Oh, that's funny.
Astronaut! You know how much heat it would take to char a bone like this, Dean? No. A lot. I mean, more than a fire or some kitchen oven.
Oh, to the kiln.
That hex bag turned up in our room, not after we talked to Tracy.
After we talked to the teacher.
Oh. Man, I miss trick-or-treating. I really do. I used to love trick-or-treating. Me and my friends, we even made up a trick-or-treating song when we went trick-or-treating one night. And we were like in middle school. So we were probably already a little too old anyway. But I love trick-or-treating. I miss it so much. Halloween has always been my favorite holiday. I love Halloween. I don't think that's a surprise. I miss it. It's just so fun. I love it. I just love the whole vibe of Halloween. It's just great. It's just great. Okay. It's the teacher and her, but he's kind of stabbing her in the back right now. Oh. I guess they're witch bullets. I was just about to say, wait, why would that kill him? But then I was like, they're probably witch bullets. My bad. Okay, but she's not innocent either.
Kill me. Ugh, that sick son of a bitch. Did you see what he was doing? Did you hear him? How sloppy his incantation was?
Yep, there we go. Yep. Yep.
Dim.
Woo. Go, Sam, go. Ew, what? Wait, what? Well, that's kind of gross. I forget why he's doing this. So, I think that qualifies as Samhain coming back. So, I think they probably broke that seal. I don't think they succeeded in stopping them from breaking the seal. I don't think. Maybe not. But I'm just saying. I knew that was gonna happen.
People used to wear masks to hide from him. So I gave it a shot. You gave it a shot?
You gave it a shot?
I take more than the usual weapons.
You know what he's talking about. Demon blood. It's creepy. Ooh, oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I forgot about this part. Oh my gosh. Uh-oh. Another zombie. Supernatural really does have everything in it. Like, I forgot that there were actual zombies in Supernatural. Like, I mean, come on. It's great. Because I shared a post and it was like, there were never dinosaurs in Supernatural, but I got proven wrong on that. My friend Caroline, she was like, there was the dinosaur in like the otherworldly thing, it was like that big dinosaur, and it left that pop not paw print, but I left that big like print. And then there was the it wasn't a real dinosaur, but it was like a cursed dinosaur in the Scooby Natural episode. There's everything in Supernatural, literally everything. Which is why I love it so much. Okay, Sam. Now he's losing. Okay. Okay, Dean, I get you're mad, but like help him. Oh, sorry. Sammy. Hey, he had no other choice, okay? He was gonna die. Cass.
Let me guess. You're here for the I told you so.
Yeah, because I think he ended up breaking the seal. I don't think they succeeded. Well, all right. I love that episode. I love the Halloween vibes. So fun. So now let's talk about the lore of Samhain and then Samhain. So like I said earlier, I looked up the lore of Samhain, which is actually a little different. It's spelled the same thing, and it is like the originator of the it's where Halloween originates. But I also Googled Samhain, like the demon. So Samhain is the Lord of Darkness in the Druid religion. So actually, Druid, like pagans and Druids, are different. And so let's dive in. So let's first talk about Samhain because I had no idea. So I'm getting this from holidayinsights.com. And Samhain was known in Ireland as the Lord of Darkness in the Druid religion. And this was practiced by ancient Celtic tribes, which makes sense because that coin from the hex bag was Celtic. I feel like I always say that wrong. Celtic. And so that makes a lot of sense. So actually, this religion worships Samhain, the Lord of Darkness. Okay, so that does make sense. So this is the Druid religion. Okay. So I guess they got it pretty accurate to the Druid religion. So the Druid New Year begins on November 1st. It's also known as the Feast of Samhain. So Celtics only recognized summer and winter seasons and literally translated Samhain meaning summer's end, which is what Samhain is. So Samhain is a little bit different. The Druids' New Year's Eve was also called Halloween, also called Hallow Mass, kind of like Halloween. So the Druids believed that on this night, all of the people who died in the past year would rise up and search for the passageway to the netherworld. On this night, the passageway or the veil between the both worlds was the thinnest. They did say that in Supernatural, so that is very accurate. So Lord Samhain would roam the earth in search of these souls to capture them and take them to the world of darkness. Oh, wow. So, and then it says to this day, some people still put lights in their windows to help the dead find their way and keep Lord Samhain away from taking them. That's interesting. And so the roots of Halloween are traced back to the Druid religion and Lord Samhain. Now, this is similar from the Samhain lore and this. So Pope Gregory II moved the Christian holiday of All Hallows Eve from May 13th to November 1st to coincide with the feast of Samhain. All Hallows Eve honored the saints of the church and moving the date. So so actually back then, a lot of Christians and Catholics back then, they were trying to get the pagans, because what they did is they invaded where the pagans and the druids and all those religions lived, and they were trying to get them to convert. And so what they did is they meshed pagan holidays with Christian holidays, and that way to get them to convert. Now, I'm pretty sure if they didn't convert, they killed them. Sorry to burst your bubble, but pretty sure they killed them if they didn't convert. Um, but it was it was an attempt by the Roman Catholic Church to downplay the pagan festival. Um, yeah, and they did that because they wanted paganism and all the other religions to fade away because they wanted everyone to be Christian or Catholic. And so that's what happened back then. So actually a lot of the of the holidays that we celebrate are rooted in paganism. Yes, even Christmas. Christmas is rooted in paganism. Yes. I think I even did I did a Krampus one. Maybe I'll do like a special episode during Christmas again about how Christmas is very much rooted in paganism. And so it's interesting that it's become a Christian holiday because it's not really where it comes from. Um, so yeah. So that is Samhain, which is really interesting because I did not know that. In Celtic Ireland, about 2,000 years ago, Samhain was the division of the year between the summer and the winter. So, kind of like Sam was saying in the episode, the last day of harvest is Halloween. And so that's how they basically ended the summer and started the winter. So the family's ancestors were honored and invited home while harmful spirits were warded off. People wore costumes and masks to disguise themselves as harmful spirits. Um, oh, okay. So people back then wore costumes and masks to disguise themselves against the harmful spirits to avoid harm. So that is actually just like supernatural. That's really cool. Also, I'm getting this information from newgrange.com. But yeah, that's so cool. Okay. Food was prepared for the living and the dead. And okay, but the food for the ancestors, because they couldn't eat them, they were ritually shared with the less well off. That's actually kind of cool. Back in the 1840s, actually, a lot of Irish immigrated to America and carried their Halloween traditions with them, which is how we've come to have Halloween today with the costumes and the trick-or-treating and the lights and everything like that. Like they kind of introduced us to their Halloween. That's really cool. Now I forgot how to say it. Why am I forgetting how to say it? Samwa, wait. Why did I forget how to say it? Samhain. Okay, Samhain. So Samhain was one of the four major Celtic festivals, which occurred around 2,000 years ago in religions in Ireland. It also happened in Scotland, Wales, England, northern France, and the Isle of Man. That's cool. So I guess I was wrong. This isn't. I thought that pagans. I'm pretty sure pagans do celebrate Samhain. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure pagans do celebrate Samhain. But I guess so do like druids and some other religions as well. Um, but it says, yeah, fittingly linguists translate the Celtic word Samhain, which is likely pronounced Samhain, to mean summer's end. So I think it's funny they called it Samhain and supernatural because it was like the Lord of Darkness or the demon. But like nowadays, people call it Samhain. Like that's what like because people still there are people out there who still celebrate Samhain, like the actual like festival, like the week. Um, and so it's like most they call it Samhain. That's how they pronounce it. So Samhain was actually like we actually don't know exactly how Samhain was celebrated, but the whole point of it was to harvest all their crops before winter and kind of like have a celebration for it. But because they did believe that, on that, well, it wasn't called Halloween then, but on Halloween night, they did believe that the veil was the thinnest. They did practice a lot of divination rituals to keep all the ghosts and ghouls away. Okay, so I'm getting this from mentalfloss.com. So here is where that divide came between Samhain becoming like a harvest festival and then becoming like this like demonic thing. So here, let me show you, let me tell you what happened. So okay, so throughout history, many people believed that Samhain had dark demonic roots. And this was because a British military surveyor first he visited Ireland in 1762 and he became fascinated with the region and their culture. And so he wrote a book about it, right? But in the book, he claimed like he said Samhain instead of Samhain, and it didn't mean summer's end. Instead, he thought it was a Celtic god, and like and Sab meeting death. So he was the one who said that Samhain was like this like lord of death. So he was the one who made that up, not the Celtics or the Druids or the pagans. And scholars actually dismissed his claims and said he was wrong, but like most stories or whatever, his book was so popular that nobody really listened. And so he perpetuated the myth that they celebrated a demonic Lord Samhain, and that they had like human sacrifices and other rituals. But that is not the truth. The truth is that it was actually just a harvest festival, and what they did is they harvested all their food, and they fed their ancestors, and then I guess because their ancestors couldn't eat, they gave it to the less fortunate, and they just celebrated having food because they worship like nature, and so that's what they were doing. They were celebrating having viable food. And so yeah. And it's really funny because apparently a lot of other scary movies have mentioned it in like the demonic way, even though that's not really the true roots of the festival. And I just think that's really interesting because I think the same thing happens with like witches and pagans, and they're very people think it's like these evil things, but it's really not. Like the real history of it is not evil, and it's not rooted in like demonic stuff. I have to tell my friend that all the time. He's like super religious. And when sometimes I'll talk about this stuff and I'll be like, I promise you, it's not demonic. Like, like the pentagram, not demonic. I'm gonna have to do a whole episode on that too, because it's not. It's really not. It's not the origin of it. It's just gotten very twisted and turned into what we think of it today, which is not the real origin of it. So, but anyway, that was our fun filled Halloween themed episode today. And thank you so much for joining me and my sick self on the last episode of season 4 of Wayward Spirit Pod. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. And if you don't want to miss season 5, not sure when it's gonna come out yet, but if you don't want to miss it, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications because more Walker reviews are coming out. And yeah, so make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, follow on Instagram at Wayward Spirit Media, and yeah. Well, all right. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And don't forget to stay spooky. Bye.